I'm a victim. I have so many different problems, but they're not my fault. I'm a victim. Other people are responsible for my problems. I didn't collect the Chaos Emeralds, all of them. That's your fault, Big Sonic, not my fault. I missed some of the gold rings while I was running around. That's your fault, Big Sonic. That's not my fault. I'm a victim. I'm not responsible for anything in my life. All the problems I have aren't mine. They're yours, Big Sonic. You caused me all of these problems. You're responsible, not me. I'm a victim. You're the reason I can't do anything right. I'm a victim. I didn't collect all the Chaos Emeralds. That's because of you, Big Sonic. You made me not do things properly. That's your fault, Big Sonic. I didn't collect the gold coins properly in the rings and whatever. That's your fault, Big Sonic. I'm a victim. I'm not responsible for anything or for any of my problems. They're your problems, Big Sonic. They're your fault, Big Sonic. Now, surely, Small Sonic, you know that you're like in control of your life, right? Assuming you have free will, you're the person that makes the choices and the decisions, and you're the person that takes action on different things. Surely, Small Sonic, you know that, your problems are your own problems and fault and stuff. You're responsible for your problems because you ultimately have control over your life, and you get to determine what choices you make and how to, and with the choices that you make, which ultimately they basically direct your life in different ways. You are like completely in control of your life, Small Sonic. You must understand this. Again, assuming we have free will. You must understand this, Big Small Sonic. I mean, I'm Big Sonic. He's Small Sonic. So, you are responsible for your problems and your choices and actions, etc. and stuff. No one else is holding you kind of hostage and forcing you to do anything. You're completely free to do whatever you want. You're in control of your own life. Your problems are your own problems. The reason you couldn't collect all of the Chaos Emeralds and the gold rings and coins is because you didn't sleep properly last night and stuff. And that's your fault. You should have fixed your bedtime schedule properly and went to bed on time and stuff. Then you would have had enough energy to collect all the Chaos Emeralds and the gold rings and coins. That's not my fault, Small Sonic. You cannot blame other people for your problems. You're not being held hostage by anyone. You're completely free. No one's holding you hostage. I wasn't holding you hostage. The reason you couldn't collect all the Chaos Emeralds and the gold coins and rings was because you didn't go to sleep properly. Your bad decisions and choices caused your misery and problems and stuff. That's not anyone else's fault. That's your own fault. You're responsible for everything that's in your life, everything that happens in your life, etc. I'm a victim, though. You are responsible, not me. I did everything properly. You caused me to not go to sleep at night because you were making noises. That's your fault, not my fault. I'm not responsible for anything. These problems aren't my problems. They're your problems, and they're your fault. I'm very angry. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of so many different things. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Small Sonic, surely you know that you could have simply covered your ears if I was disturbing you too much, or you could have simply told me to be quiet. You didn't do any of that. Again, whatever happens to you in your life, it's your responsibility. It's ultimately your life is in your control. You're not being held hostage by anyone. All the small decisions and choices that you make, they define how your life is and what your life is going to be like in the following years and etc. and stuff. Don't be delusional. You're not a victim. You're just ignorant and incompetent. You're the reason you're causing the problems. You are like you're the real cause behind all of the different problems in your life. You are responsible for all the different problems in your life. You're not a victim. You are the person that's causing the problems in your own life. You're not being held hostage by me or by anyone. You're causing all of the problems in your life. It's all on you. No, I'm a victim, Big Sonic. Thank you for your contributions to this discussion and for your emotional support, Big Sonic. Okay, Small Sonic, but hopefully you do understand what I'm trying to say. You're not a victim. You're completely responsible for your life, and your choices and actions determine everything. Don't blame other people for your problems. They're typically all the problems you have is because of your own fault and your own bad choices and decisions. Alright, Big Sonic, no problem, Small Sonic. Have responsibility. Alright, this video is going to be about how you need to have responsibility for your life. You need to have responsibility for your life. Well, first of all, what is responsibility? Basically, you need to like stop being kind of like a little pussy, and you need to kind of just accept that your life is in your control. It's not you're not a victim. You're not at the mercy of someone else. Your life is somewhat, obviously, maybe you might be at the mercy of someone else. Actually, I mean, assuming that you're, like, if you're in a first world country, then I would assume that your life is to some extent in your control. Obviously, if you're still young, a kid or a teenager and stuff like that, you have to live with your parents and other parental figures and stuff like that, and maybe you might not have a total level of control and freedom and stuff, but you need to have some responsibility for your life and your actions. And even if you're in some impoverished country and you're kind of being you do have to kind of like follow, and I don't know, you're kind of you have to kind of like you're at the mercy of like some tough person, scary person. I don't know. If you're from some like third world country, you might be at the mercy of your parents or some like mafia bosses. I don't know. Maybe if it's really that bad from where you're coming from, I don't know. But still, you need to have some responsibility. No matter how bad your circumstances are, you need to have some responsibility. Even if you're you feel like you don't really have any total level of control over your life and stuff, and you feel like that there's things that are affecting you that you can't control and stuff, you need to have some responsibility. You cannot be a pussy, man. You can't be a little girl, or maybe you actually are a woman or something, I don't know, but you cannot, you still can't be a little girl. Maybe you are a little girl, I don't know, but you gotta like tighten your pants and just stand up straight, and you need to like kind of have some responsibility for your life. It's whatever is in your life, it's your responsibility. You ultimately are the person that gets to decide what he or she does in his or her life. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to get at, right? No one's holding you hostage. You gotta understand that, because sometimes it feels like we're just being held hostage and we have to just do things because we're held hostage, and we have to do things just because we have to do things and stuff. It's not our fault. We're just victims and stuff. We don't have any level of control over our lives. We're just victims. We're being held hostage. We need to just do what we need to do and stuff like that. That's not true. You're not a hostage. No one's got a gun to your head, obviously. Nobody, all your little choices and decisions and actions, they're your fault. You need to understand that, man. There's, if you smoke cigarettes, nobody's making you smoke cigarettes, right? And smoking cigarettes, that's such a horrible habit. I see so many people, when I'm in the town, in the city center area, whatever, I see so many people smoking cigarettes, man. Obviously that's gonna cause a lot of different health problems and whatever and stuff. People, they smoke cigarettes and stuff. Is someone holding a gun to your head and forcing you to smoke cigarettes? No, don't be stupid. You're not being held hostage. If you choose to smoke cigarettes, and then obviously there are going to be a lot of health consequences that you're going to have to accept. You need to have some responsibility for that. It's not just about smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, any of these other bad habits. We tend to like blame other people. We tend to pretend like we're victims and stuff. Don't be stupid. Don't be a dumbass. Don't be a dumbass. You're not a victim. No one's got a gun to your head. All the choices and decisions and actions that you're making, they're your fault. They're your responsibility. Again, when I'm in the city center, I see so many people smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. It's so weird to me. Why would anyone smoke cigarettes? It's just horrible, man. It's horrible for your health. It's like the worst habit that you can have, to smoke cigarettes. But people, they smoke cigarettes. Is someone holding a gun to your head and making you smoke cigarettes? No, don't be stupid. Don't be a dumbass. You're using your own. Again, assuming we have free will, but you're using your own free will to smoke cigarettes and stuff like this. Don't be a dumbass. You need to have responsibility. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody forces you to do all of these bad habits. And you know which bad habits that you particularly have. I don't know who you are. Whoever watches this video, you know what bad habits you have. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and forcing you to do these bad habits, you're responsible. You need to have some responsibility for your actions and for your decisions and choices. And ultimately, your life, the life you live, it all comes down to what choices and decisions and actions you make. That's your responsibility. Don't be a dumbass. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody forces you to do any of the bad habits. Again, smoking cigarettes is really, let's just say that's like some type of bad habit that you might have, whoever you are, right? Does someone have a gun to your head? And is someone forcing you to smoke cigarettes? Of course not. Nobody's stupid. Nobody's got a gun to your head making you do all of these bad habits. You know which bad habits that you're suffering from? I don't know. It's your responsibility, man. You cannot like be kind of stupid about this. All the bad habits, all the choices, decisions that you're making and actions that you're taking, they're your responsibility, man. It's your responsibility. All the good and the bad that happens in your life, it's your responsibility. Okay, a lot of people will get angry at me and say, well, there's something out of my control that I'm suffering from. Okay, fair enough. And if it's very severe, let's just say you were born with like some sort of birth defect and you're suffering from a lot of pain because of this birth defect. I don't know, maybe you're not really responsible for that. Okay, fair enough. Or maybe you might have gone into an accident. Okay, fair enough. But still, you are responsible for the way, for how you respond to this type of problem that you might be suffering from. You might have injured your arm. Okay, that's your responsibility. You can go to the doctor, get painkillers to treat this problem. Don't pretend to be like, again, obviously of course you might, a lot of people might be getting a little bit pissed off at me. Of course I am a victim because I was in this accident. I was born with this birth defect. I got a lot of pain, but you can still somewhat kind of treat this problem. You can go to the doctors, get painkillers and stuff like this. You can kind of learn from your mistakes and stuff. Have responsibility, even if it feels like you're not in control. You need to like kind of tighten your pants, put your shirt on properly, stand up straight, and just have some responsibility. It's so important. You cannot be a victim, man. You cannot be stupid like this, thinking that like if you have like a victim mentality, your life is just gonna be miserable. You're just gonna be miserable, man. Again, does someone have a gun to your head? Does someone make you do all the bad habits that you know which bad habits that you have? I'm not you, but we both know like which bad habits that you might have. I mean, I don't know. I'm just being kind of stupid now, but the bad habits that you might have, whatever bad habit that you have, is someone holding a gun to your head and making you do those bad habits? No, it's your responsibility. Smoking cigarettes, that might be your bad habit. I don't know. That's the type of bad habit that a lot of people have. Is someone holding a gun to your head and making you smoke cigarettes? No, don't be stupid. And you can say, oh, it's like an addiction now. Don't be stupid, man. Just don't. You do have a level of control over your life. The money that you have, you choose to spend that money on cigarettes. Don't be stupid. If someone it's so stupid, you're not being held hostage. This is like people they have this victim mentality. I'm not responsible. I'm being held hostage. I'm just a victim. Does someone have a gun to your head? No. That's the only scenario where I'll concede and say, okay, fair enough. Like you don't need to be responsible and have responsibility. But typically, right, most of us, we don't have a gun to our heads. Right? You know what I mean? Nobody's forcing you to do anything. It's your responsibility. Whatever happens to you in your life, it's your responsibility. Don't be stupid. Don't be a victim. You're not a victim. Typically, if you're in a first world country, I mean, you don't have any excuses. You need to have a lot of responsibility for your life. Bad habits. You know which bad habits that you might be suffering from. Again, is someone holding a gun to your head and forcing you to do these bad habits? No, don't be stupid. It's your responsibility. And you might be like kind of stupid. You might say, oh, well, I'm just incompetent. I'm just suffering from addiction and stuff like this. I can't help it. Don't be stupid, man. Nobody has a gun to your head. You are in control of your life. All the decisions and choices that you make, they're your responsibility and your fault. Right? Nobody, again, you might be, again, bad habit, smoking. You might be a smoker, whatever. That's your bad habit. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody forces you to smoke cigarettes. Don't be stupid. It's your responsibility, ultimately. Unless you believe that we don't have free will. That's a different, more philosophical topic I don't want to get into right now. But you need to have some responsibility. It's so important. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. I'm not responsible. No, don't be stupid, man. Nobody has a gun to your head. Unless someone's literally got a gun to your head and they force you to do things, and that's kind of different. You smoke cigarettes. Does someone, I'm being honest now, does someone have a gun to your head? Is someone forcing you to smoke cigarettes? Don't be stupid, man. Of course not. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing you to do any of these types of bad habits. You know which bad habits that you have. Right? There's a bunch of different bad habits I can kind of name right now, but I don't want to waste time. Have responsibility. Nobody has a gun to your head. You're in control of your life. Don't be stupid. obviously to a certain extent. Obviously, if you're living with your parents, you have to do things their way and stuff like that. Obviously, that's a little bit different. But still, you are in control of your life. Even if it feels like you're being suffocated by other external factors, you're still in control of your life. You're in control of how you respond to different scenarios and events that might be out of your control anyway. You're in control of your life. You need to have some responsibility. All the choices, decisions, actions that you make, they're your responsibility and fault. You know what I mean? Your choices, they define how your life is. The choices and actions that you make and take and blah 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 and stuff like this, they ultimately they determine the trajectory of your life, how your life is, how your life will be in the next couple of years. All of this is determined by your choices and decisions and actions. You need to have responsibility. Don't be stupid. I'm just a victim. I'm not in control of my own life. It sounds like I'm being kind of stupid, but a lot of people are like this, man. I'm not in control of my life. I'm just a victim. Does someone have a gun to your head? No, don't be stupid. Nobody, unless someone has a gun to your head, then okay, fair enough. Then you're not in control of your life. Fair enough. But unless someone literally has a gun to your head, don't be stupid. You're responsible for all of the little choices and actions and decisions that you make and take and blah 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 blah. You're responsible. You have responsibility. Have some responsibility and stuff. Have responsibility. You're not a victim, man. You're in control of your life. All the choices and decisions and actions and blah 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 that you make and take, they determine how your life is, man. Let's say again you smoke cigarettes. Does someone have a gun to your head? Is someone forcing you to smoke cigarettes? Don't be stupid, man. It sounds like I'm being kind of just too extreme, but does someone have a gun to your head? Like, let's just say you just smoke cigarettes and that's like a bad habit that you have now. If someone have a gun to your head, you can stop smoking cigarettes. I know it sounds like I'm being kind of insane. Oh no, what do you mean I can just stop smoking cigarettes? Yeah, you can. Unless you believe that unless you believe that you don't have free will, which is kind of again a more philosophical topic I don't want to get into right now. Of course, you could stop smoking cigarettes. You buy cigarettes. You decide and use your money to buy cigarettes. Instead of buying cigarettes, you can buy other healthier options and stuff. I don't know. You can buy fruits and vegetables or healthy foods and stuff. You don't do that. No, you waste your money on cigarettes like a dumbass. That's your fault, man. Nobody has a gun to your head. Nobody's forcing you to buy cigarettes and to smoke them and blah 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 blah. Have a responsibility. Don't be a dumbass. You're not a victim. So frustrating, man. So many people believe and think that they're victims. It's so stupid to me, man. Nobody has a gun to your head. You're not a victim, and unless someone literally has a gun to your head, that's something different. That's different. All the choices, actions, decisions that you make and take and blah blah blah, they will determine how your life will be now and in a couple of years as well. You're in control of your life. Don't be dumb. Don't be stupid. Don't be a dumbass. You're not a victim. Especially if you're in a first world country, obviously. Yeah, you. There's literally nothing. You're in complete control of your life. How your life will be and blah 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 and stuff like this is completely in your control. Don't be dumb. Don't pretend to be a victim. Obviously, there might be some external factors and stuff and circumstances, like maybe your parents are abusive and stuff like that, and they make it very hard for you to kind of choose your own path and stuff. Maybe in that case, but still, you do have some responsibility. You can decide to be like kind of more hateful towards them and stuff, and make them more angry and stuff. Or you can kind of try and cooperate more with them and stuff, and try and ease them to you and stuff like that, and make things more easy. And then inevitably you'll get your own. Like, you'll be old enough to like move out anyway, so you'll have some responsibility. Even if there are like things outside of your control, you're still responsible, and you still have some responsibility. You can still choose how to respond to that thing that's outside of your control, that bad thing, that whatever it may be. Like you might have abusive parents, you might have been in some type of accident, whatever bad thing that happened to you that's outside of your control. You still have some responsibility. You still get to decide and to choose how to respond to these bad things. Again, you might have abusive parents. You can become very hateful towards them and make them more abusive towards you. Or you can just kind of be more relaxed and calm and just cooperate with them and stuff. And inevitably you'll be old enough to move out anyway. You know what I mean? Have responsibility. Have some responsibility. Don't be stupid. Don't be a dumb guy or girl or whatever you are. Have responsibility. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. You're in control of your life. Don't be stupid, man. Don't be dumb. If you're in a first world country, there's nothing holding you back, man, obviously. Where your life is and how your life is going to be like and what your life is going to be like and blah, 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 stuff like this. That's all in your control. All the choices, decisions, actions that you make, they're in your control. They determine how your life will be now and in the next couple of years. Don't be a dumbass. Does someone have a gun to your head? That is the only that's the only scenario that might be a little bit different. If someone has a gun to your head, then okay, fair enough. Then okay, then you can be kind of, then you can say that, well, okay, I'm not responsible. I don't have any responsibility. Okay, fair enough. If someone has a gun to your head, and that's that type of scenario is so extreme, then okay, fair enough. You're not really in control of your life. Someone else has a gun to your head. He can kill you at any moment if you don't listen to him. Okay, fair enough. But most of us don't have a gun to our heads. We are responsible. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Don't be. Oh, I'm not responsible. Okay. Are you sure about that? No. Okay. Unless you don't believe we have free will. Again, a very different. That's a very philosophical topic I don't want to get into right now. Don't be stupid. Nobody has a gun to your head. That's the only scenario where you can just put your hands up and say, I don't have any type of responsibility. Someone else is in control of my life. If someone has a gun to your head. Again, whatever bad habit that you have, you might be smoking cigarettes, that might be your bad habit. Does someone have a gun to your head? Is someone forcing you to smoke cigarettes again? No. It's your fault that you choose to buy cigarettes and stuff like this. You make the choice and the decision and you take the action to buy cigarettes and stuff. You waste your money on this and stuff as well. It's all in your control. You don't be dumb and don't blame anyone else. That's you, man. That's your fault. Unless someone has a gun to your head, that's a different scenario. But and then in that case, you can just throw your hands up and say, I don't have any responsibility or control over my life. I don't have any type of free agency in this regard. I don't know, free will. Okay, fair enough. Because someone else has like got a gun to my head and he can kill me at any moment if I don't listen to him or her or whatever. Okay, fair enough. That's like that. In that scenario, then okay, you're exempt from my criticism of you and stuff. But most of us don't have a gun to our heads. Don't be dumb, don't be stupid. You are in control of your life. To a certain extent, obviously. Your parents and stuff like that and other things that might be outside of your control. But still, you still have a lot of control of your life and stuff like this. You are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Let's just say that your life is like a boat. You're like the captain. You determine where that boat's gonna be in a couple of years and stuff and whatever. You are a captain. You are a king. You are a king or queen or whatever you might be. You are I don't know, like any of these other types of titles that kind of define a leader. You are a leader. Like you're leading your life wherever it may end up to be. I don't know. You're leading your life and you're control. You are a king and stuff like that. In the sense that you choose how your life is, what things are in your life, what happens to your life and stuff like this. You're in charge, man. That's kind of, you cannot be delusional. You're in control of your life, man. Let's just say life is like a boat. You're the captain. Are you listening? You get to determine where this boat is going to be in the next couple of years. All the little choices and decisions and actions that you're making and taking and stuff, that's you. That's on you. That's your responsibility. You're in control of your life. Nobody has a gun to your head. Don't be dumb. All the bad habits that you do, that's your fault. Nobody has a gun to your head. Tighten your pants up. Button your shirt. I don't know. Put your shirt on properly. I don't know. Stand up straight. Breathe in and out. And then you need to just tell yourself that I am responsible for my life. I do have some responsibility for my life and what happens to me and stuff like this, and where my life is and where my life is going and what my life is going to be like in the next couple of years. I am responsible for that. I have some responsibility for that and stuff. Okay, good. Say that to yourself. Look in the mirror and just keep saying that, telling yourself that I am responsible for my life. I have responsibility for my life. I am completely in control of my life. Everything that happens to me is my fault. Obviously, there are some things outside of your control, but still, you get to choose how to respond to these things that are outside of your control. Have responsibility. Be responsible. Don't be delusional and stupid. You're not a victim. Don't be dumb. You're not a victim. Unless someone has a gun to your head, that's a very different scenario. I don't want to waste time on that. Have responsibility. Be responsible. Don't be a victim. Don't be stupid. Don't pretend like you're not in control of your life. Life is like a boat. You're the captain. Don't be stupid. You're the captain. Don't be stupid. Don't pretend like you're not the captain. You're just like some type of I don't know. You're just the guy that like washes the underside of the boat. I don't know. You're like you're like the janitor, I don't know, or maybe not a janitor for a boat, I don't know, I'm being kind of stupid, but you know, you're the captain. Like, life is a boat. Let's just say life is like a boat, and you're the captain. You get to determine where this boat is going to be in the next couple of years. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Nobody's got a gun to your head. You're not being held hostage, man. All the bad habits that you do, they are your fault and responsibility. You're not being held hostage. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. You're not being held hostage. Obviously, there are some things that are beyond your control, obviously, parents and other things like this, but you still get to decide and choose how to respond to these things that are outside of your control. So even then, you still have responsibility. You still need to have some responsibility and stuff, and be responsible. Unless you want to be very ignorant and stupid, and then okay, you don't have any responsibility for your life. Everything that happens to you is not. My camera got too hot. My GoPro Hero 9 got too hot and it switched off. But anyway, okay, if you want to be stupid and pretend like you don't have any control over your life, fair enough. All right, fair enough. But you know, for most of us, like we know that we do have some level of control over our lives. So be responsible, have some responsibility and stuff. Don't be ignorant and stupid, and pretend like you're the victim of it. You're the victim, and that everything that happens to you is not your fault. Like how you end up in life, that's not your fault. Like what happens to you in life, that's not your fault. Have responsibility, be responsible and stuff. Obviously, there are, to a certain extent, like some things might not be in your control and stuff like that. Obviously, but you still get to decide how to respond to these things and stuff. Be responsible, have responsibility. Don't be ignorant and stupid.